Hello Freedom Seekers, Jeremy Chambers, Independence Acres Homestead. Figured we'd start today's video checking on some new babies. These guys are just about a week old. I tell you what, absolutely adorable, aren't they? Gotta love new life on the property. I know it's been a while since we've put a video out, and I apologize for that. Unfortunately, things that got a little beyond my personal control here over the last month. At the end of January, the whole household came down with the vid, so we had our recovery period there, about 2 weeks, before we were fully over it. And then honestly, I just had a huge motivation loss. I know, that's hard to believe, but it's true. I just, honestly, I didn't want to do anything. And then I ended up having to drive to Texas for work last week, so that kind of put a damper on getting any new content out. But we are looking forward. It is the last Saturday of February, and looking forward to the beginning of March. Maple syrup season is coming up. We've already got some things in dirt with our onions. We got onions growing in the basement right now. Those have sprouted, and within the next couple weeks, it's gonna be time to start getting tomatoes, peppers, herbs, and flowers in the soil. And that's what we're gonna talk to you about today, is some of our plans that we have for the garden. I'm gonna go over my seed haul from Baker Creek Seeds and show you what we got and explain a little bit about why we chose these particular seeds to get into the garden this year. It's a little warm in the greenhouse, so I don't quite need my jacket on. Oh, it's about 70 degrees in here right now. I've had some sun coming in and out. Get a little closer here. So like I said, we have big plans for the garden this year, and I'm going to go over the seeds that we purchased from Baker Creek just to give you guys some ideas about what you can look forward to as you follow along the journey this year. I probably spent too much on seeds once again because, well, when you're on their website, you have a tendency to say, ooh, that looks pretty, ooh, that looks nice, ooh, that looks good. And so this is actually two separate orders that I had from Baker Creek. One of the things I love about their stuff when they send out their seeds is just the packaging itself. I mean, it's a total work of art. Well, not this one so much, but if you're only ordering, you know, a dozen or so seed packs, this is the pack it comes in. It's really a nice work of art. All right, so let me start. I'll start with the smaller pack here because we actually are expanding the garden a little bit this year, and our plan is to begin growing some things that are going to be more medicinal and not always culinary, but also pretty. I'm trying to focus on getting some perennial and annual flower beds going, something that will work as pollinator attractors, because we've had a really poor pollination within the garden. Tons of, like, especially our fruit trees, tons of flowers come up on the apple trees, but we got like 5 apples last year, and it was pretty disappointing. So the goal is to really be focusing on getting more pollinators into or onto the property here and get more pollination in our garden, because it's just been it's been kind of abysmal. Another great thing about Baker Creek is any order they always send you some free seeds. This in this order we got a free seed of Merlot lettuce. I haven't had a lot of success growing leaf lettuce, but we're going to give it a try. Another thing that I'm really excited about is trying some things that are considered to be more of a foraging plant. One of those is going to be miner's lettuce. This is usually found out in the wild, but we want to get it growing and established in our garden where it grows very quick, 40 days to maturity. It can reseed itself in some locations. In Michigan it probably won't, because it says zone 6 and warmer, and we're 5, A or B, depending upon which map you read. So these probably will not reseed, but excited to get something that would be considered a wild forageable growing in our garden. And this is also going to be the miner's lettuce is also going to be good for treats for the rabbits. And like I said, we're trying to get some more beauty in the garden. So we really, I bought a lot of flower seeds this year. But some of these flowers are also going to be either edible and or medicinal. And so I wasn't too concerned about spending the money. We wanted to get some chamomile growing. It is an annual. It might sow itself. We did opt for the Zloty Lan variety because it is originates in Poland, so it might be more adapted to our conditions. So it's going to be frost hardy as a plant, and hopefully it will reseed itself in our climate. Another one that medicinal and pretty is bee balm. We're really excited about this one. It's not frost hardy. We're going to have to reseed every year. But this is one of the things where it's going to produce its own seeds, and we'll be able to use that in the kitchen and in our medicinal, for medicinal uses. Obviously, cosmos, these are just basically to be pretty, but great pollinator attractors. We had some cosmos last year, and they were really, really good pollinators. Another one is bachelor's buttons. Once again, it's mostly just... These ones are just going to be for pretty cut flowers. Bachelor buttons make beautiful cut flowers. Nasturtium, if you guys are familiar with these, edible flowers, edible leaves, edible seed pods. So, and they're pretty. Gosh darn it, they're pretty, right? Another one, straw flowers. Really wanted something that we could use as a dried flower. Excited to get these going. And next up is some sunflowers. I don't know. Honestly, Shelly doesn't really like sunflowers too much, but I convinced her to get some of these this year because they kind of have a daisy look to them. And then another one is calendula. We like calendula. It's very pretty. It's also a medicinal flower, has a lot of medicinal uses. So looking forward to getting this growing. Once again, it's an annual, but it is frost hardy, and there's a good chance that it will reseed on its own, so we don't have to continually plant it every year. So it's going to go very well with a lot of the other medicinal plants that we've already growing, like the borage and yarrow, stuff of that nature. Something else that I wanted to give a try this year is a moringa. Once again, medicinal because, well, not really medicinal, but highly nutritious. It's got very high protein leaves, something we can use as a supplement for the rabbits. So this is going to go into large pots because this has got to go inside every winter. Not going to grow very well. Not going to grow very well as an annual. It's not going to grow very well as a perennial outside here in Michigan. So moringa is going to be very important for. One of the reasons why we're growing it is because we're trying to find ways to supplement our rabbit feed, but still making sure they can get the protein that they need without just getting too much greenery, which can lead to loose stools for them. All right. Another thing we're working on this year is trying to get some kind of bean going because, well, beans are just, especially ones from the grocery store, they're just nasty. So we're hoping that we can get some good beans established. We're going to try the red swan bush. Main reason for these ones is because when picked early enough, they're not stringy, but we also want to be able to eat the rainbow. So that was an important pick for us. Another one is the dragon tongue. We've had these before, didn't have a lot of success with them, mostly because we were having wild rabbits getting into the garden and eating them. But we have fenced off the garden a little better, and with Tigger around, we've had a lot less wild rabbits intruding into the garden. All right, let's go on to tomatoes. Oh my gosh. Tomatoes have been very popular. We have, our tomatoes do very well on our roadside stand, and so we really wanted to focus once again on some things that not only that we wanted, but things that would do well on our roadside stand. We have tons of tomato seeds still, but I want to go ahead and get some new ones. Dr. White Cheese Yellows, these things are supposedly very robust and produce a lot of fruit, so we're excited to get that one. Another one that we really enjoyed this last year was the Tom Thumb tomato, which was just only grew to about a foot tall. And so I went ahead and got some of the orange hat tomatoes, which are another dwarf style of tomato, extra dwarf, right? Good for container plants. The other one we want to try this year was the Prairie Fire. I really don't like soggy tomatoes that get soggy, so this kind of has that Roma tomato firmness, but has the flavor. It's supposed to have the flavor of a more round tomato. And another one that was really popular on Baker Creek, and I decided to go ahead and get some just to give them a try, was the black strawberry tomato. These were highly sought after, and every time I went on previously they were sold out, so we decided just to go ahead and get a couple packs. Oh, I missed some flowers here. All right, so here's more flowers we plan on getting into the garden. Dahlia. These are, once again, well, one reason we chose these is because they are a perennial. However, they're not frost hardy. But we can pull the tubers during the fall, dig the tubers up once the plants die, and we'll be able to replant those tubers the following spring and keep these things going year after year without too much work, right? Another one, asters. We absolutely love the asters we grew this year, so we decided, hey, you know what? Might as well go ahead and get some more, right? The bees love the asters too. Took a lot of pictures of bees on our asters. Went ahead and got some multicolor echinacea. Once again, great herbal remedies, great medicinal uses. So really wanted to get some more of the echinacea. And another one is the Gomphrena. I think I'm saying that right. Anyway, pretty flower, can be dried, great cutting flower, but it's also supposed to be good for making some teas. So excited to give these a try. Not frost hardy, not perennial. These are an annual, I believe. Yeah, it is an annual, so we're gonna have to make sure we save these seeds every year. All right. Oh, and as you guys know, if you've been paying attention to our channel for any amount of time, I have an issue with growing hot peppers. I love growing the peppers. I have a hard time finding ways to use them. So this year I stepped back just a little bit, dialed back the hot pepper issue, addiction that I have, and decided to get some more sweet peppers or some things that don't have quite as strong of a flavor because, well, we just didn't want to have to deal with waste. We didn't want to have to deal with wasting or losing these peppers. So we went ahead and got these little Pippin's Golden Honey. Sweet pepper. My kids love sweet peppers. I love sweet peppers. Much easier to eat. Another one is I think it's Lesia pepper. Once again, another sweet pepper with a nice thick flesh. Really looking forward to getting these going this year. Another one is Jalapeno. Gives you that flavor and intensity of the jalapeno without the heat. And going to be good for making like jalapeno poppers, stuff of that nature, for friends and family who are not quite into the heat like we are. A little bell pepper mix. These should be really good. The kids love those little bell peppers we get at the store. And then this one obviously is going to be a little hotter. Lemon spice jalapeno. This one has, it says it's extra spicy. So we'll probably mix these with the, when we're cooking, mix some of these in with the regular, the jalapenos, in order to not have too much spice. Let's talk herbs. I didn't get too many herbs this year because I still have a lot of herb seeds downstairs. One thing I did get was this African Nunyum basil. The only thing that I'm kind of concerned about with this basil is it says it thrives in heat. Michigan, we're not well known for our extreme heat, except for maybe 1 month out of the year, so I'm not quite sure how well it's going to do. Another one is this lettuce leaf basil. Hoping it does okay in our climate here in Michigan. And last but not least, when it comes to herbs, dill. We love pickles. We love dill. All right, and then the rest of this is all just kind of some mishmash here. Wanted to do another different kind of zucchini variety, so we got a lighter colored zucchini variety to try this year. Got 2 different varieties of beets, which are going to be getting into the ground here soon. We're going to sow some in the greenhouse and some into some raised beds that we're going to create here in the next month or so. Some golden beets and some Chiaga beets. I don't know. Sometimes I just look at them like, oh, it's pretty. I really don't have much justification for buying those other than say, oh, that's pretty fruit. This was the other free seed pack we received. It's Bini Husai Maizuna, another Japanese heirloom. I believe it's a variety of kale. I believe. Don't get mad. Don't get mad if I'm wrong. But the nice edible stem along with the greenery. And of course, I also got some various onions, but I'm not going to bore you with those onions because I pretty much already got those in the ground. So as you can see, I'm getting pretty excited about this year's growing season. Honestly, I just hope that I have the time and energy to devote to getting all of the things done that I want to do. It's, as I said, the last month has been kind of rough. Motivation's been kind of low. Having some new baby rabbits born helped a little bit on getting me motivated to get some stuff done. And getting excited about the onions that we got growing in the basement. Every little bit here just kind of pumps me up a little bit, gets me motivated to do a little bit more. You know what they say, a journey of 1,000,000 miles starts with the first step. And so just trying to take some small steps to get myself, back into this this homesteading mode, because it's month of February is a little bit of a bummer, but gonna keep on trucking on and look forward to having a great growing season. Well, thanks so much for joining us today as we went over our seed haul from Baker Creek, talked a little bit about our gardening plans for the year. Don't forget to like and subscribe so that you don't miss out on any upcoming videos. In the next week or so, we're going to be talking about, we're going to head out to the woods and start tapping trees. And as soon as the snow starts to melt, which should be in the next week or so, it's going to be time to start working on raised beds that we're going to do on our garden expansion and work to get that stuff going. We're super excited about what's coming up. Appreciate you joining us, and until next time, God bless.